Formula 2 heads for the very first time down under. We're in Melbourne, Australia for the Albert Park Street Circuit and the third round of the campaign. So, Iwasa and Vesti won the sprint and feature in Saudi Arabia. Now we're at round 3 here in Australia, followed then by Azerbaijan in a month's time, followed by Emilia-Romagna, Monaco and Spain, rounding us to the halfway point of the season. Austria, Great Britain as well take us through July, as well as Hungary and Belgium before the summer break. Netherlands, Italy before a 2-month break before the season rounds out on the 26th of November at Abu Dhabi. It's the Australian Grand Prix for Formula 2. Let's take a look back at what happened in practice and qualifying. Welcome to Australia. The FIA Formula 2 World Championship kicks off its third round of the season down under for the very first time. The Albert Park Street Circuit has been on the Formula 1 calendar since 1997. And for the first ever time, it makes its appearance on the Formula 2 calendar. 25 laps for the sprint race, 35 laps for the feature, 5.278 kilometres, 14 turns, 2.44 metre elevation change, 14 turns, as I said, flat out with 4 DRS zones. This is going to be pretty epic stuff. For the first time ever, against the Melbourne backdrop of Albert Park as well, we're underway for Formula 2. Cars are heading out onto the circuit, and we're going to get some running in. Track temperature is at 20.3 degrees, air temperature 15.7, wind speed at 2 meters per second. Looks absolutely wonderful. Humidity is at 56%. There are some clouds drawing in, but it's a dry track so far. Let's see what we've got to offer as F2 is underway. So first times coming on the board then here for the Australian F2 round, and it's Doohan fastest, 1:31.487, followed by Martins, but Iwasa, fast sector 1, personal best sector 2, fast sector 3, so 1:31.573 puts himself into second position. Got a yellow flag out there on the circuit, as up into fourth position goes Frederick Vesti. Zane Maloney goes into third, yellows in sectors 1 and 3, so must be the last corner. Oh, and it is the last corner. Roy Nazani is backwards at the last corner at turn 14, and he's broken off the front nose cone as well. And predictably, just like with 32 minutes to go in the Formula 3, we've got a red flag for Roy Nazani stopping out on the circuit, and he's backwards coming into the pit lane. So presumably he's done exactly what we saw in Formula 3. He's turned in, the rear's gone around on him, and he's whacked the front nose cone off against the wall. Either way, red flag is out. So Doohan has actually gone fastest, actually, 1:45.720. This is how he did it then. So out of 13, correction to the right, 14, yeah, got a wheel on the grass, and he just spat him round into the wall. Nose cone gone. And Roy Nazani, a simple error there for one of the oldest drivers on the F2 grid. Red flag is out then. The time will continue to tick down. We'll probably have around about 20 minutes to go when we get going, and he's got out of the car as well, so the car had stalled. Luckily, it's just alongside the pit lane entrance there, so should be able to push it back up the pit lane way without a problem. Green light in the pit lane exit, away we go. Doohan, the first down, he's the fastest driver out there at the moment. Fittipaldi, Iwasa. Then we get Maloney, Martins, Vesti, Vachur, Crawford, Hadjar, Behrman, Nazani, Leclerc, Pocher, Stanak, Hadjar, Cordeal, Maney, Boschon, Correa, Benedives, Novalak and Jaruvula heading out there as well. Took about 10 minutes for that car to be retrieved, the same amount of time it took in Formula 3, so it looks like if we drove a car off any point in the races or qualifyings as well, it's going to take 10 minutes. 20 minutes then for these guys to get out on the circuit and set the fastest times they possibly can to have a good idea what they'll be like going in to the qualifying 30 minutes later on today. There's another yellow out of the circuit, and it's the number 2 of Johan Daruvala, who has stopped at the pit entry as well. Is this going to be another? It is another red flag. We barely got any fast times in. It's Hadjar with a 1:37.49 who set the fastest time. This is how he's done it then. So Daruvala coming in. Does he put a wheel on the grass? Yep, exactly the same as Nazani. Spins round halfway on pit entrance, and the car just immediately stalls, and he just comes to a stop. These are rookie errors that are being made out there on a brand new track for Formula 2, yes, but we're losing so much time with silly errors. Now this should be a quick red flag. Should be able to just push it down into the support pit lane and we're away. There should not be too long a red flag. There's literally a pit lane there. I don't know, they should just push it into the support pit lane and get it out of the way. We don't need the truck to come back out and waste another 10 minutes of session. Either way, red flag out with 15 minutes to go with Hadjar fastest. Green flag out once again, and miracle of miracle, they actually listened to what I said. Must be getting through on some sort of wavelength here today, even though it's only a practice highlight record, but still. They wheeled it down the support pit lane. Smart decision. Where the V8 supercars are, or the supercars, I should say, the Gen 3 car. They've got out there and have had their 2 races. Shane Van Gisbergen winning race number 1. I gotta pick a winner. But still, out we go. 10 minutes then of running. Who's going to be the fastest driver in practice? My money, Doohan. Seems to have just got something on home soil this weekend. About to find out though. We're underway. Doohan crosses the line, goes fastest, 1:30.132. His father Mick Doohan there watching on, incredibly proud as well. Leclerc goes 4th as well. Cordial goes 5th. Crawford crosses the line, goes 2nd. Hadjar though, fastest sector 1 and 2 of anyone, goes 9 thousandths of a second below the time of Doohan. It's a 1:30.141. Doohan's time of 1:30.132, unbelievably close. And then Martin goes 4th, Behrman 5th, Maloney goes into 6th position as Boschung goes slightly wide at the back of the track as well, so can't find too much room through it. Maney goes 11th as well, so it's Cush, Maney, Theo Pocher in 12th position for Shaw, 15th fastest. Then Juan Correa down in 18th position as Menedivez goes 17th. Boschung crosses the line, goes 9th as well on a 1:31.485, so good opening times we are seeing so far. I've just remembered what I needed up on the timing screens up here in the commentary box actually, in order to work out a couple of things. So Doohan does a 1:30.132. He has the fastest time at the moment here in the opening stage of the Formula 2 weekend. This is the practice, and there's a long way to go here in this weekend still to come. Fittipaldi just circulating, 6:50 to go. So Doohan improves, and then we've got Martins going in 2nd. The time now 1:29.238. Crawford 3rd, Hadjar 4th, then we get Zane Maloney ahead of, well now for sure 5th, then Maloney, Behrman, Fittipaldi, Iwasa, mainly the top 10. Then we get Acosta. That's now completely wrong as well. It's Emil Cordial as well. It's the same ACO as you get in MotoGP. Cut me some slack. It's 12:41 in the morning. I've been up since 9 a.m. and don't get to sleep until 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's 23 hours I'm going to be awake. Novalat goes across the line in 20th place at 1:32.203. 3 minutes and 38 seconds then to go. Doohan the fastest. Let's take a look at Arthur Leclerc coming through turn 9 and into the kink at 10. Gets a little bit wide. Stays on the track, but I think cut some dust up. Yeah, it did actually as well. A little bit of curb riding as well and jumping up in the air slightly from Arthur Leclerc, but keeps on going. He is down at the moment, Leclerc, if I can see him on the time screen, in 14th position. 1.551 off the pace of Doohan at the moment. Getting ready for their last laps then. Doohan might just stop this practice session. times coming in thick and fast. Martins goes third, Fittipaldi fifth, 1:29.465 at the moment as well. So this is where we're starting to see everyone change up and get more and more competitive running orders coming through. Maney ninth, 1:30.035. Juan Manuel Correa 17th, Bearman goes 6th, 1:29.562. Got a yellow out on the circuit somewhere as well. Not sure where it is. I can hear someone at sector 1 where the yellow flag is going off. Oh, and there we go. It's the 8, and it's going to be Oliver Bearman, who has gone off to surely bring out the red flag. He stalled the car at the exit of turn number 1, and yet red flag out to wrap the session up, unfortunately. So Doohan does end this session the fastest, but it ends behind the red flag, not with the checkered that we were expecting. So Doohan, Hadjar, Martins, Crawford, Fittipaldi, Bearman, top 6. This is how he did it with Bearman. Just gets a snap through mid-part of turn 1, through the gravel, and then just stalls the car on the grass at the entrance. It's an easy mistake to make, and it's an easy mistake we're seeing in the junior series as well. Formula 2 and Formula 3, it's a brand new track for them. They've never raced here, and it's becoming the issue that we are seeing. So the session will not be resumed, which means the times have concluded, and it's Jack Doohan the fastest. And Jack Doohan, who at this point has made a mistake coming out the last corner as well, running wide and nearly touching the wall. He has gone fastest on a 1:28.989. Hadjar, Martins, Crawford, Fittipaldi, Bearman stopped down the track in 6th. Awasa, Maloney, Verschoor, Boschong rounds out the top 10. Maney, Hauger, Stanak, Pourchaire, Leclerc, Cordial, Vesti, Correa, Benedives, Novalak, Nazani and Druvilla, the 22 runners in the practice session. But it is Jack Doohan the fastest as we head into qualifying. And we're underway then, getting set, getting ready to go. Rain has arrived here for the first ever qualifying for the FIA Formula 2 World Championship here in Melbourne, Australia. It's round 3 of the 2023 campaign, and we come here with the championship alive. For the first ever time, we race around the Albert Park Street circuit. 25 laps for the sprint, 35 laps for the feature, 4 DRS zones around this 5.278 kilometre circuit, 14 turns in total, 2.44 metre elevation change. Flat circuit, you can see why. So we're getting set, but with the weather coming in as well, the rain has really hit the circuit, and it hit at the end of the free practice session that we've just happened for Formula 1, but now it really is super, super wet. The amount of water in the track, maybe we won't even get a qualifying session. They're going to head out there on the wet tyres. Either way, this is going to be one of the most interesting sessions we've seen of the weekend so far, as the green light goes on and qualifying is underway here in Melbourne, Australia. Who is going to be the best of the conditions? A lot of spray out there. They've never raced at this track. They've never done a lap in the wet weather. The rain's coming down by the bucketful here. The land of the Four Seasons, once again, has a lot to play for. Jack Doohan, the local hero, leads them onto the track, and it is hammering it down. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a red flag soon on for the conditions. It is really bad out there, but the green light is on for qualifying.
Copy now, we're reporting to race director.
So Doohan complaining over the radio, it's just too wet. I'm surprised actually they've sent them out. It is so bad out there right now. And Mick Doohan watching on from the podium area, and the rain is bucketing it down. Doohan's coming into the pit though. No, Doohan's going to stay out. Doohan's going to do a lap time. He may as well. These might be the best of the conditions. Just get a time on the board, then they might red flag the session. But honestly, coming down towards turn number 1, it is just a wall of spray. It's Adelaide 1989. It's Adelaide 1991 levels of water out there. Huge bump and standing water through the first two corners. And this is gonna, I can't believe that we are actually in this session. Brad Benavides has stayed inside the pit lane, and this is the same level of water that we're expecting for tomorrow as well, with the qualifying for Formula 1 and even affecting the races for F2, F3 and Porsche Super Cup and the V8 Supercars as well. 26 minutes left on the board, no sign of the red flag. The wisest thing would to do, as Porsche, Martins, Nazani pits alongside Brad Benavides, the wisest thing would be to do here is to let everybody get a banker lap in, then red flag the session and just cancel it, because there's no way we're going to get a lot of safe running here. They're crawling round. Doohan's already just done a minute and he's just reached turn 9. The level of the eyeline water is also coming down. There's a lot of heavy spray, a lot of heavy water. It's raining. We don't need a genius to tell us that as they come through turn 10. Everyone's coming into the pit lane. Nobody wants to set the fast times. There's literally puddles of water coming across the circuit. Very surprised that and there's a yellow now in sector 2, so someone's hit the wall. As we've gone back to green. Kushmani comes back into the pit lane. Yellow sector 3, and now another yellow out on the circuit. Surely this is too much even for the drivers, and they'll red flag this one. Let's hear from Doohan.
It is so bad.
Red flags. Yeah, it's so bad. It's too bad out there. And they've thrown the red flag to stop the session, annoyingly, just as Doohan was coming around the last corner. So the weather conditions here at Albert Park are atrocious. They are too much to continue. The qualifying session has been stopped with 25:28 left on the board, and now we will wait and see what the procedure will be. And there's debris, huge amount of debris on the run down towards turn 9. Looks like a Prima front wing. So who's coming back to the pit lane with no front wing on? In fact, there's front wings everywhere. There's one down at turn 11 as well. Well, this is unbelievable. That's off. Well, it could be off a Prima still because they've got a Red Bull livery, but this is unbelievable. The amount of carnage. And let's take a look at it. So, there. One of the Primas hits the wall. It's Oliver Bearman who had a problem this morning. Bearman hits the wall and aquaplanes around, looking nobody else collects him at full speed. And then there's a secondary incident with Arthur Leclerc out of turn 10, aquaplaning and spinning around doing a 360. He doesn't lose his front wing though, so there's a separate, there. Another incident coming for Jack Crawford in the 9, who's hit the wall somewhere and has lost his front wing and then deposited it to turn 11. Numerous incidents, but the red flag, the sensible decision, I don't think we'll get qualifying in today. And green light at the end of the pit lane. This qualifying session has restarted after around about 20 minutes of waiting. We're back underway. Spray is exactly the same, but it has stopped raining. So now we'll get a cool lap, then some push laps, and then we'll just go from there. 25 minutes left of the session. Let's go again. First competitive lap times on the board then. Doohan across, and there's a 1:52.238, fastest third sector. Frederick Vesti, however, looking absolutely fantastic with fastest sectors 1 and 2 times overall. Into second goes Cordial, now Awasa with Cordial third. As time starts to come down, Arthur Leclerc looking strong as well as we approach the line. Leclerc goes second. Now Hadjar goes top, 1:52.080. Vesti just behind, 1:50.355. He's 1.7 seconds clear of Hadjar and Doohan. Leclerc, Awasa as well. Crawford goes into 4th position. So it's all about finding who's really the bravest in these conditions and who can find the best grip out there on the circuit to push as hard as you possibly can. Fittipaldi's coming up to the line now, but toe to the line. Fittipaldi goes second, 1:50.456, a tenth off the pace of Vesti. Novalak coming, Doohan fastest of all sector 1 with a personal best sector 2, and Bearman put down to 19th position. Hadjar down in the Romani goes third. Vashor fourth. Stanak goes fifth. Novalak out of the last corner up towards the line as well, looking like he might jump up the order somewhere. Clement Novalak goes fourth, 151.190 on the board. Doohan for his second run now in the qualifying session. Hadjar's got the fastest middle sector. Fastest first sector belongs to Doohan, if anybody. Slides out the last corner at turn 14. Punches it hard across the line. And Jack Doohan goes top with a 149.340. 1 second exactly faster than Frederick Vesti. So this is going very interesting now. Then we get Cordial going up into 5th position, 150.864. Here comes Hadjar, slow sector 1, but that was the personal best. Fastest of all, middle sector. Hadjar to the top, 148.808. Maloney now is fastest in the middle sector of anyone. Roman Stanak has the fastest opener in sector 1 as Crawford goes third, 150.103. Victor Martins across the line goes second. Jack Doohan crosses the line to go into third as Dennis Hauger goes fourth across the board. Behrman 18th as he's got going again. The red flag period allowing him time to repair the car from his damage. Nizani 14th in the session now as they come across. Last a couple to complete the times then. Zane Maloney 16th at the moment as he crosses the line and goes up into 4th position with the 149.529. Here comes Roman Stanak then. He's 14th fastest as he approaches the line, shaking the head down the straight as well from Stanak. Doesn't like these conditions. We must do. He goes top, 148.687. Shake your head all you like, but you're going top. Boschon goes 8th, 150.174 as times continue to fall here in qualifying. Crawford goes third. Victor Martins crosses the line. Vesti goes top. Now Hauger goes top. And Martins goes fourth. So Dennis Hauger has the top honours, a 147.488. Behrman goes 7th fastest across the board in this session. Then we get Wamamo Correa up into 6th position. Stunning work there. Awasa in the halfway point will have a reverse grip for the sprint coming into tomorrow. Fittipaldi goes into 2nd, a 147.523. That's 35,000 separating for Hauger and Fittipaldi now. And 53,000 separating the top 3 again as Richard Vashor does a 147.541. So 53 thousandths of a second separate the top 3 here in qualifying for the Australian Formula 2 Grand Prix at Albert Park, Melbourne. And Awasa, fastest of all, first sector. Personal best in the middle sector with the green as he comes into the last 2 corners to try and push out. Doohan back to the top on home soil, a 147.266. Awasa out of the last corner, turn 14. Keeps it steady, boots it hard, 4th gear. Up to 5th as Emil Cordial goes to 10th. Awasa goes to the top with a 146.376, 8/10 of a second faster than Doohan. So more cars going wide. Wamamo Correa off at turn number 1 in the worst of the conditions. Victor Martins on top then from Isaac Hadjar, Amumu Awasa, Jack Crawford, Dennis Hauger top 5. Vesti Doohan, Fittipaldi, Vashor, Maloney completes out the top 10. Leclerc, Boschon. And then we get Novalak just goes 10th. Then Maloney, Leclerc, Boschon, Correa, Portier, Behrman, Druvela, Stanak, Cordial, Maney, Nizani, Benedives as well. The 22 runners in this session. Everyone's finding the conditions tricky, but now in the last 12 minutes, the second half of this session as well, effectively, we're going to see a lot more cool running from these guys, and they're going to set some really blistering times in the wet weather. Zane Maloney up into 3rd position, and Druvela up into 9th on a 146.896. So the times begin to fly through here in Australia. Out of the last corner comes the championship leader of Ralph Boschon. Small, drier line than the rest of the track appearing. Boschon goes 9th, 146.859. 4 minutes to go then in a very crucial session because this will set the grid not only for the feature and the reverse, but the sprint race tomorrow as well. Theo Pourchaire gets his championship back on the right track with a 1:45.732. 4 thousandths of a second faster than teammate Victor Martins to go onto provisional pole position for the feature race on Sunday. Now what can Iwasa do? Out of the last corner, Behrman goes 5th. Big slide from Iwasa as he punches it towards the line in the Dams Racing. Cross the line. Iwasa takes pole. 1:45.118. We've got a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. 3 minutes to go. It might just be enough if they need to red flag it, but they need to take the time. We need to see red flag. They've red flagged. So what has happened in sectors 1 and 2? Heavy enough for the red flag to come out. Nazani goes 14th just as the red flag is called. And that's why car off in the wall. It's the number 6. It's Victor Martins who's currently 2nd. Now 3rd, of course. And Victor Martins has hit the wall with 2 minutes 58 left. Just enough time for one more run in qualifying. Well, this is just a session that will never end. Oh, and he comes out of turn 4, slams hard into the wall. The concrete wall as well, the Tech-Pro barrier, loses it, slams in. Very heavy impact, and it had to be a red flag immediately. And the session will not be resumed. 2:58 left on the clock, but not enough time with all the debris, which means Amomo Iwasa will be on pole position for just the 3rd time in his Formula 2 career for the feature race on Sunday. Pourchaire 2nd, then it's Martins 3rd, Hadjar, Zane Maloney, Behrman, Leclerc, Maney, Crawford, Hauger, Boschong, Jeruvala, Vesti, Nazani, Doohan, Fittipaldi, Stanak, Vashaw, Novalak, Correa, Cordial and Benedives. Well, that's it. A crazy Formula 2 qualifying, a crazy day in Albert Park ends with the Formula 2 qualifying not being resumed. It's Iwasa on pole for the feature race, and it'll be Ralph Boschong on pole for the sprint.
Position is over you. That's pole position. Right.
Nice job. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Okay. Not bad.
That's only half the job, more to do in the next day. Session will not be resumed. Iwasa's on pole in Australia.